Hello everybody, I'm Drew Abbenhouse. Welcome to SICW Wrestling Explosion. We've got a terrific episode lined up for you today. Tag team action as Daniel Gunner and the Iron Man Ken Casa take on superstar Steve Fender and Waco. And Brandon Espinosa challenges for the Classic Wrestling Championship versus Ron Powers. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We'll be right back with our championship match right after the break.
The old season is over. The new season is coming. The Gateway Grizzlies are building for a spectacular campaign. The talent will be strong, hard-hitting, solid defense, reliable pitching. Plus, as always, the Grizzlies will have a schedule of superb promotions. It will be fun for the entire family at the right price. The Grizzlies were named the Frontier League Organization of the Year. The home for all this baseball excitement is the remarkable GCS ballpark. Make plans now to enjoy baseball the way it should be. For more information and updates, go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
I've got you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see it. How about that? A right hand from the Classic champion Ron Powers, followed up with a vicious clothesline to get this contest underway. It is Ron Powers versus Brandon Espinosa for the Classic Wrestling Championship. Ron Powers sending Espy outside right at the beginning. This is Ron Powers' wheelhouse, as they say. Oh, how about that? Just seconds after the opening bell, Brandon Espinosa getting introduced to the East Carondelet furniture. And this is Brandon Espinosa's big shot. He has been one step away from the Classic title since its inception nearly 6 years ago. And there you go. Brandon Espinosa, very intelligent, sending Ron into that corner, breaking the referee's 10 count and staying right on him. And Espinosa would be wise to get this back in the ring as soon as possible. There you go. Well, it's not the position he wanted to be in, but I think it is probably where he wants to be. Well, Ron Powers planting Espy right in the center of the ring. Fans. Oh, big knee drop. Shades of Bruiser Brody. And folks, December the 10th, it's one of the biggest shows of the year, and it is right around the corner. Get your tickets now. Oh, look at that. Brandon Espinosa just dropping Powers right over the top rope. Very nicely done. Who will be the Classic champion when SICW returns to the East Carondelet Community Center December the 10th? Our normal bell time is at 8 o'clock. Once you show up early, at 5 o'clock, we have a very special meet and greet. It's a manager's meet and greet as Travis Cook, Big Daddy, and the one and only, the legendary Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, will all be in the same place at the same time, 5 o'clock in the East Carondelet Community Center, December the 10th. Oh, stiff right hand right to the jaw of Ron Powers. Oh, there's Ron scouting out the charging Espy. Ooh, how about that elbow drop right to the back of the head of Espinosa? There you see Ron Powers, as mean as anyone. And this is actually Ron Powers' second foray into the ring on this evening, as earlier in the night, He made the save for Gary Jackson. Oh, is this going to do it? No, SB getting out of there at 2. The vicious Vic the Bruiser picked up a win over the Night Train Gary Jackson via disqualification, but a win nonetheless. Oh, there's a second of those vicious Ron Powers clotheslines. What's Travis Cook up to? Oh, folks, there he is. It's Vic the Bruiser. I was just mentioning how Ron Powers had made the save for Gary Jackson on a vicious Vic the Bruiser attack. And I assume, oh, there's Ron sending Vic the Bruiser into the corner. Referee Jay King in between a rock and a hard place. What is Travis Cook thinking? There's Ron Powers dismissing of Travis Cook, but here's Big Daddy. Ron Powers surrounded by enemies. Oh, dropping Espinosa. Going for the cover. But Ron choosing to forego the pinfall attempt as he caught Big Daddy out of the corner of his eye. Oh, there's Vic. Yeah, referee Jay King calling for the bell. Vic the Bruiser getting a bit of revenge. Oh, breaking Big Daddy's cane over the back of Ron Powers. Vic the Bruiser thinking, you interfered in my business, I'm going to interfere in yours. And Vic the Bruiser and Big Daddy have brought these proceedings to a crashing halt. Oh, Vic sending Jay King for a ride and just continuing this vicious assault. Vic the Bruiser sending a huge message to the classic champion. Here the bell continues to ring. And fans, Vic the Bruiser sending a message with an exclamation point. Is this shades of things to come? Wrestling fans, it's one of the biggest shows of the year as the legendary Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart joins SICW in the East Carondelet Community Center Saturday night, December 10th, as Ron Powers defends the Classic Wrestling Championship against Vic the Bruiser. Iron Man Ken Casa takes on superstar Steve Fender, plus the debut of Congo Kong and several other matches. For tickets, call 618-286-4848.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
SICW fans, talk about stuck between a rock and a hard place. I am here with the one and only Big Daddy, the monstrous Vic the Bruiser. We are fresh off of Vic's huge victory over the Night Train Gary Jackson, and we are weeks ahead, days ahead of December the 10th. Huge show in East Carondelet. Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South, will be here. Our main event, your man, Vic the Bruiser, going one-on-one with Ron Powers. All of the work, all of the hard work you've done these past months, and you've got it. The Classic Wrestling Championship is this close. It's almost within your grasp. What are your thoughts against taking on Mr. Ron Powers?
It's my turn. Here's the deal. November, I told you last month, Gary Jackson's going down. We busted him up there to carry him out of the ring. He's gone. So next on our list, as I told you before, is Ron Powers. Big, dumb Ron Powers. I've known Ron Powers for 35 years. If anybody in this business that's still alive knows how to beat Ron Powers, it's Big Daddy. And what I do is I share my knowledge with Vic the Bruiser here. So when Ron Powers gets in that ring, it's not going to be a very Merry Christmas for Ron or his family or his kiddies, because he's going to be crippled. He's probably going to have casts on, at least some cuts on his forehead, and Ron is going to get hurt bad. So if you want to see Ron Powers wrestle again, you better come to East Carondelet on December the 10th, because that's it for him. He'll be out for at least a couple months, nursing them wounds and stuff like that. Now, here's a question that people have been asking me. Not asking, asking me. And it's this. Why does this guy right here have the nerve to use the name Bruiser in his name? So, instead of asking that question or answering that question, I'm going to let Vic the Bruiser tell him the story, Vic.
The reason why I'm Vic the Bruiser is because I'm better than Dick the Bruiser. Dick the Bruiser had an ugly mug. Everybody feared him. You know something? I don't want you to fear me, because I want you to step into this asylum. I'm going to do something that Dick the Bruiser couldn't do. I'm winning the championship. And then all these Dick the Bruiser fans, you're looking at the new Bruiser, Vic the Bruiser. Dick the Bruiser is old news. Vic the Bruiser is today.
And that's what it's all about. Ron Powers, if you're watching this, and I know he's a weasel, I know he's watching this, Vic the Bruiser is coming down the lane. And it ain't Santa Land, and it ain't the whatever that's called, Memory Lane. It's this time for a bruising, and you're going to get it on December the 10th. Be ready. Buy your Christmas presents early, Ron, because you're done.
Step inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Powers' almost 8-month title reign. Is Vic the Bruiser the man to bring it all crashing down? Find out December the 10th in the East Carondelet Community Center.
Merry Christmas.
Belleville Mechanical Incorporated is the place to go for commercial and industrial heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating work. Their union sheet metal shop is the most modern, well-equipped in southwestern Illinois. Their work on the SICW engineering building won Belleville Mechanical the Madigan Special Merit Award for new construction. Call 233-0081 for information. Belleville Mechanical will fabricate ductwork and custom fittings to your specifications. The highest union quality, superb workmanship, state-of-the-art equipment. Contact Belleville Mechanical.
SICW is pleased to welcome as a new sponsor Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates Inc., independent insurance agent specializing in public entity insurance. For all your insurance needs, contact Bradley J. Chrysler at 618-632-7555, extension 806. That's 618-632-7555. When it comes to customer service for your insurance coverage, let Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates assist you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tag team action underway. The team of Ken Casa in the white shorts and white boots, teaming up with Daniel Gunner in the purple bandana on the apron, and they are taking on the team of Waco in the hood and superstar Steve Fender in the black tights with the red trim. This is going to be a great matchup, folks, and this is a bit of a preview here, as December the 10th in the East Carondelet Community Center, the Iron Man Ken Casa will go one-on-one with the superstar Steve Fender. Oh, you see these two getting into it right away here. But here's a chance for Casa and Fender to get to know each other a little bit. Oh, there's Steve Fender getting his tag team partner out of harm's way. And how about this? Bringing the assault right to Ken Casa and dropping him on the ring apron. They're two pretty evenly matched guys, are Ken Casa and Steve Fender, both extremely well-versed, very experienced, both men in the wrestling business for well over 10 years. Superstar Steve Fender trained by the legendary Harley Race. So that singles match on December the 10th should be a great one. And let's see which of these men is able to get a little bit of a one-ups on their opponent heading into December. And Daniel Gunner and Waco bringing their own issues into this tag team match. Fans, if you have not done so already, get your seats for our huge December the 10th East Carondelet show. As always, call 618-286-4848 as you'll see a singles match between these two men, Steve Fender and Ken Casa. Due to the actions we just saw, Ron Powers will be defending the Classic title against Vic the Bruiser, led by Big Daddy. It'll be the debut of a newcomer, his first time in SICW, the monstrous Congo Kong. Will be making his SICW debut December the 10th, as well as the legendary Hall of Fame manager, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And folks, as always, the bell time is 8 o'clock, but for the price of $20, show up at 5 o'clock for a meet and greet, autograph signing, Q&A with the three managers, Jimmy Hart, Travis Cook, and Big Daddy, in the same place at the same time. And $20 will get you into the meet and greet and the show that night. And of course, you can just show up for the terrific wrestling action. There you go, superstar Steve Fender. This is only about the second, maybe third time we've seen him here in SICW. And he's going right into the deep end with people like Daniel Gunner and the Iron Man Ken Casa. Steve Fender, not a newcomer to the wrestling business, but a newcomer to SICW, and he's taking on the very best. The SICW locker room definitely going to have to keep an eye on superstar Steve Fender moving forward. But Ken Casa staying one step ahead, nailing the superstar with that drop kick, making his way to the corner. Can he get the tag? Oh, superstar Steve cut him off, but Casa got it. Here comes Daniel Gunner. He is a man on fire. Clothesline number 3, back elbow to Fender, back elbow to Waco. Oh, beautiful enziguri from Gunner. How about 2? Oh, Waco getting that left foot on the bottom rope. That could have done it right there. Great action like this. Boom. Daniel Gunner going for the win. Oh, he almost had it. There's Ken Casa taking superstar Steve up and over, as well as himself. Oh, Daniel Gunner capitalizing on the opportunity. Beautiful combination. And he got the win. Daniel Gunner picking up the pinfall over Waco, while Ken Casa had Steve Fender distracted. Well done from Gunner and Casa, but Steve Fender and Ken Casa are not through. Yeah, there's Gunner trying to give a hand to his tag team partner. Oh, turned around to a right hand from the superstar. Oh, the match is over, folks. But this fight is certainly not over. There, each tag team partner trying to corral their associate to not much success. Here's another referee. Yeah, it's taken quite a few men to keep the Iron Man and the superstar separated. Looks like, whoa, I spoke too soon. Looked like that was it. These two aren't finished. Oh, there's Canadian hero Sean Vincent. Oh, and it's still not over. Superstar Steve going right after the Iron Man. These two fighting tooth and nail. taking several bodies to keep these two separated. Well, folks, it's a good thing that these two have a singles match December the 10th, because obviously the issue between the Iron Man and Steve Fender is not settled. Wrestling fans, it's one of the biggest shows of the year, as the legendary Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart joins SICW in the East Carondelet Community Center Saturday night, December 10th, as Ron Powers defends the Classic Wrestling Championship against Vic the Bruiser. Iron Man Ken Casa takes on superstar Steve Fender, plus the debut of Congo Kong and several other matches. For tickets, call 618-286-4848. SICW fans, I am here with our one and only Classic Wrestling Champion, Mr. Powers. You must have angered the gods, sir. You are now many, many months into this title reign. It seems like every month you have a new hurdle to jump over, a new foe being thrown in your path. This time, December the 10th in the East Carondelet Community Center, because of what we saw happen at the end of November's big match with you and Brandon Espinosa, Mr. Herb Simmons, Mr. Larry Matisick have signed our main event as your title is on the line one more time against Vic the Bruiser, led by your old friend, Big Daddy. What are your thoughts ahead of this huge match, sir?
Well, first of all, Drew, before you skate over the issue of Brandon Espinosa and Travis, first of all, I want to thank Herb and Larry for bailing me out of jail after what I did to Brandon Espinosa. I'll tell you what, Travis, I can see why you're bald. It's because you're constantly pulling your hair out. And I can see why you're doing all the talking, because everybody that you manage is just too stupid to do so. So that's pretty much what I feel about him and his crew, because I'll tell you what, I've trampled over all of them. There's not nobody in this dressing room that can hold a candle to me. But there is one guy that I do worry about. This guy has been a nemesis of mine since 1986. For a while there in the early 90s, we hooked up. We ran roughshod over Chicago, Indiana, Wisconsin, took titles right and left. I'm talking about the one and only Big Daddy. You know, Big Daddy, we have a lot of history together. And I don't know, as far as this guy you're bringing in, Vic the Loser, you said he acquired the name The Loser?
Bruiser, sir.
Bruiser. Oh, well, heck, to me, bruising's nothing. I'm a breaker. I love to break things. I break bones, I break dreams, I break whatever's put in front of me. I'll tell you what, fellas, I'm the king of the mountain as long as I want to be king of the mountain. I do around here what I want to do around here when I want to do it. That's how it operates here. That's how it operates when I'm on top. And Drew, I'll tell you what, Herb Simmons can line anybody up. Anybody can sign that dotted line. Step in line, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrestle and fight every match for everything I got left. I know I'm in the fourth quarter of my career, and it's a 2-minute warning, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to come to that ring every night fighting. Brandon Espinosa, I turned you into a stain that night. Travis, I'll tell you what, just keep running your mouth, because all it is talk. I seen that crap on Facebook and all 6 followers that watched it. I'll tell you what, keep talking, buddy, because when I put my hands around your neck, your life will be over.
Ladies and gentlemen, can the monster that is Vic the Bruiser with Big Daddy's game plan, will that be enough to claim Ron Powers' Classic Wrestling title?
Let me tell you this, he is no Dick the Bruiser. I knew Dick the Bruiser. I stepped into the ring with Dick the Bruiser. I didn't wrestle him, thank God. We shook hands and did a photo shot. But I'll tell you what, he was a tough son of a bitch. But I am too. I was raised in St. Louis. I was raised by St. Louis Wrestling. I was late every Sunday to 12 o'clock Mass because I had to watch the very end of it. I had to watch everything that Larry Matisick had to say and Mickey Garagiola had to say. God rest his soul. I'll tell you what, this is a dying business. Ask anybody, even Vince McMahon. This is a dying sport. Psychology in this sport is out the window. But now we got Big Daddy in the game again. This is the one hurdle, the biggest hurdle I will face And I can admit it right here in front of you and God and everybody else. This is the biggest hurdle that I will face in front of me in the downward half of my career. Big Daddy, it might not be Vic the Bruiser, but I know he will bring in somebody. He's got endless supplies. When it comes to me, you got all these little rats coming out of the woodwork, feeding them money to take me out. Well, I'll tell you what, come and get it.
Fans, December the 10th. Can Big Daddy and Vic the Bruiser get it done? Don't miss this one.
For music and fun, the place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sojay. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every news show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sojay.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for another great episode of Wrestling Action. Ken Casa and Daniel Gunner picking up the win over Waco and Steve Fender, and the classic wrestling champion Ron Powers survived the challenge of Brandon Espy Espinosa. Can he survive the challenge of Vic the Bruiser? Find out in the East Carondelet Community Center, December the 10th, and join us right here next week on Charter Cable and on the Fight TV app for more SICW Wrestling Explosion.